Fortunately, professionally, and still is playing professionally now with Pittsburgh. We were talking. I was listening to Dr. Dodson. He was talking about shoulders and elbows and the relationship between both. And I was very, very fortunate. My son Michael was very fortunate. He had some elbow problem. About 13 years old, and I was supposed to know everything. I was a professional pitching coach and everything, and thought we had done everything right. And he got some inflammation in his elbow, and went to a doctor, and he thought it was just a mild strain. And fortunately, I just joined the Phillies organization. Came over from the Florida Marlins, and watching our trainers work and listening to them, and they were always talking about these sleeper stretches for the shoulder and the capsule and whatnot and this and that. And so I said, boy, and talking to Jeff Cooper and our trainers, they said, so much of elbow problem is related to problems existing in the shoulder and not being stretched and not being loose. So I said, well, gee, I might as well take Michael up there. So I brought my son Michael up. Fortunately, a couple of our trainers looked at him, showed him the sleeper stretches for his shoulder, and well, we're looking at 12 years later, and now pitching professionally. Knock on wood, has never had an elbow problem since. And I was paranoid. You hear about all the collateral problems. You hear about everything going on, bone chips. As a young kid, you hear about growth plate stuff, all that type of stuff, and none of it existed in his elbow. It was already started in his shoulder, and again, very fortunate that got taken care of. And I think programs like this can help so many other players. I think the world in itself has changed. Coaching today at the youth level, at the high school level, you can't just coach the sport. You can't coach the sport. You have to coach total fitness, I think. I know growing up, it was nothing for me to go to school, have a recess program, which kids nowadays don't even have in a lot of schools. They've canceled recess. They've eliminated recess programs. Recess was a big thing for me. I got out there, I ran, I played kickball, I played softball, I played football, whatever the season was that time of year, I got some physical activity. PE, does it exist anymore? Phys ed in schools doesn't exist anymore hardly. And if it does exist, kids don't take part in it. Okay, so the world has